Ugh. Yeah, that's what to say. Yeah. I'll make some kind of sarcastic remarks and blah blah blah, and I'll play some of this shit. I couldn't even watch it, I'm sitting here listening to this video. It's titled, Is Religion Better Than True? So there's better than truth. Lies are much better than truth. Stories, wishful thinking, it's all better than true. That's the religion of the atheist, isn't it? I'm wonderful because I'm going to write some silly story saying I'm wonderful. I mean, just gross. Fucking lies. Let's live on the lies. I mean, why don't you become a real prophet for your religion and sell lottery tickets? Why don't you do that? Why don't you take a bunch of lottery tickets to school and sell them to the kids? It's as good as this crap. Yeah, he's arguing that science doesn't want the truth. Theories are not attempts to accurately describe reality. They're just babble. They're just bullshit that people make up for this. That's what scientists do. They just make up bullshit you want to hear. At least that's the new science, right? Of course it is. That's why all this quantum crap is coming up. It's because it's just stories. Everybody wants to hear about the multiverse where they're really, Forbes, and they're living in a mansion and have a yacht. Well, in the multiverse, I'm doing really well. Here I have liver cancer and a brain tumor, but, in the multiverse, I'm doing fine. Shit. God, it's just so nauseating. Alright, so let's play some of this rubbish. So he's basically saying science is the best part of science is spiritual nonsense, and the best part of religion is it's a great story. It's a great metaphor. It's great myth. Mythology is super cool. Mythology is fun. I mean, I can make up some mythology, right? Let's just redo the Adam and Eve story. Okay, Adam and Eve are in the Garden of Eden, and Eve eats the apple, and then she pukes on Adam. He gets pissed off and punches her in the ovary. That ruins her epigenetics. Okay, to be serious. Yeah, her epigenetics gets all fucked up, and so she has a bunch of mutant, retarded fucking kids. And that's what the fucking human race is a bunch of fucking retards. A fucking smelly, skanky, stupid retards who don't know what fucking neurons are. Who take everything and turn it upside down and live in an upside down, back-assward, shove it up your ass, eat your food through your ass kind of fucking life. Alright? Inefficiency is efficiency. I mean, you people are so fucking big brother, so fucking mind twisted. You got it so fucking goddamn backwards. And every once in a while, a caveman like me is born who's really the original deal, the real deal. Okay, that was actually capable of being logical and sensible before Adam the scumbag punched his fucking wife in the ovaries. There's a story to live by. La 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 la. Let's live by that one. Let's just make up shit and live by it. No, why? Because the truth is too ugly and dismal for you pussies to handle. And so we're right back to the fucking line. Yes, it is the truth. You fuckers can't handle the fucking truth.
Be a little bit like being obsessed with facts. Obsessed with facts, because scientists aren't obsessed with facts.
Oh yeah, no, they don't go to the Galapagos Island and spend whatever it was, months chronicling every detail, every little nick and crack and boonk on a fucking beak, and then spend the next 10 fucking years meticulously itemizing all the shit they collected. No, they don't do shit like that. The Curies don't spend 2 fucking years meticulously going through tons and tons of ore to find radium. Fucking Dr. Ehrlich doesn't fucking sit there and figure out all this shit about how these chemicals, maybe I can fool a syphilis microbe into attaching itself to a compound that has fucking arsenic attached to that, and so then it will consume part of the molecule, and then the arsenic will be released, and the molecule will get killed by the arsenic. No, people don't do rational things based on detailed logic, based on detailed mathematics, based on detailed, meticulous, accurate science. No, they don't do any of that shit. They just make fucking shit up like you fucking idiots in your fucking multiverse bullshit. And you fucking wouldn't know what science, you wouldn't know what science was. There's no way they couldn't take a nuclear bomb and blow it up your ass and you still wouldn't know what it goddamn is, because it's such a vacant void. Like your brain. Fucking atheists. Jesus, it's our worst enemy. These fuckers. mythologists.
It's important that, that the facts are correct. But if one or two facts turn out not to be correct...
Oh, yeah, it's not one or two facts. So he's comparing it to the Bible. Are there one and two facts in the Bible that mean anything, that are correct? Is it about one or two facts? Are there any one or two facts? No, it's a story about our creation. It's a big, preposterous pile of fucking steaming shit. Okay? 99.9999% shit. There's a couple of good sentences. Do unto others as you have others do unto you. Well, there's one. There might be two others that are worth a goddamn, and the rest of it is absolute steaming shit. And you're making a comparison between one or two facts wrong. Oh, no, I think they got every fucking fact wrong.
In the world. Because you're not really after facts, you're after theories. And by theory, of course, I mean the explanatory system which joins all the facts together and gives predictions and allows you to find points of consilience between one phenomenon and another, and gives patterns and understandings of the patterns of the way the world works. I mean, those are the things you're after, theory.
Yeah, and wait for it, okay? Just wait for it. And then he says, theories aren't intended to be true. There's something better than a true theory.
It's not facts. The theories are really abstract.
There you go. Can you explain that contradiction to me, please? Theories are supposed to be based on hard facts, but theories aren't supposed to be, they're supposed to be abstractions. So Picasso studies a woman's form, gets everything figured out, and then he draws a crooked line and says woman. And that's the theory of woman, is this. This is the theory of woman. Fuck. Yeah, some theory. I guess that's why he wasn't a scientist. Yeah.
There's nothing literal about a theory, doesn't it?
Oh, natural selection. Evolution by natural selection. Nothing literal. E equals mc squared. Nothing literal. Yeah, sorry. Convulsions.
Working that way. It's a different level of understanding.
Oh, fuck you. No, it's a description, an attempted description of reality. That's what scientists do. They attempt to describe reality. They're not attempting to abstract reality. They're not attempting to pervert it. They're not trying to nuance it or worm it or curl it or do any of this kind of crap. They're trying to accurately describe reality. Not inaccurately describe it, not metaphorically, not la 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 la. That's not what scientists, real scientists, all the scientists who have ever done any decent science in their entire fucking life, that's not what they were trying to do.
And I think the same, that kind of system should apply, I would have thought, to religious texts.
And that would make sense how? So he's arguing with religious people that somehow they should take their religion seriously as a non-truth. Take it seriously as a silly story. Take it seriously as made-up crap. Live by it as made-up crap. Live by the theory of made-up crap. Yeah, and he's surprised religious people aren't falling for that. Yes, please, religious people, if you're gonna be a pain in the ass and a motherfucker, at least do it thinking you're doing the right thing. Please. Don't do it because you're just doing mythology's orders. You're just following the orders of mythology and made up shit. You're just doing it because somebody made it up and told you to. Yeah, please. Don't do it because you think it's made up crap and they told you to do it, so you're going to do it. Because you like to do things where people tell you you must do it because it's made up crap. Yeah, that's about the dumbest reason on earth to shoot somebody.
Just live down here, by the way, in this village. I'll just point to it just so you can get yourself oriented. I live down there. And occasionally the Jehovah's Witnesses come round. It's funny actually, because they used to come round where I used to live in Cheshire, which is 350 miles north where I am now. And there's two...
I wonder, are they the same Jehovah's Witnesses? No, I guess they're not.
people come round here again. They found me again. Perhaps there's a secret network of Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, there's apparently more than one of them. And that's the catch. You know, they breed like fucking maggot bugs. Yeah.
But they're really nice. One of them, Mike, he lives in the village, so I see him around sometimes. But they are big.
Oh yeah, they're polite. You know, well manicured and coiffed. You know, they got their little suitcases and shit. It's just all so special, and they just brainwash the fuck out of their little trolley kids. Yeah, they're just charming as fuck. Nice piece of human shit.
Little literalists, you know, and the Watchtower and the Awake, the journals that they give out. They've got pictures of the Ark and they've got pictures of Eden. They seem completely literal. And I did have a conversation with Mike about that.
Well, look, if God exists, then God can flood, God can ark, God can do all of that shit because God made planets and universes. So, I mean, if you can make planets and you can make suns and you can make galaxies and you can make nebula, and you can make all these zillions and zillions and zillions of little energy blobs, then I guess you can handle shoving a bunch of stupid animals in an ark that can't float. No problem, because you're fucking God, and you see some purpose in it. So you did it in some eccentric and bizarre way, some abstract way. So because God is an abstract artist, you're bitching. Right? Their theory is perfectly rational if we're going to allow abstractions, right? So you're complaining. You like Picasso, but you don't like God. God did an interpretation of Theme Park, okay? And you don't like it. You're saying its boobs are too big. It doesn't make sense to me. God, with all the power in the universe, he can do anything he wants, okay? He wants to fucking smite people because they looked at a 900-year-old penis. He can do it, okay? That's his business. He's got a plan, right? That's the whole fucking religion is saying. He's got a plan, and you don't get to know the joke until you get to heaven. And that's one of the best parts of heaven, right? Is you walk through the little ruby gates with all the little shiny, sparkly little glitter and shit, which doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. But anyway, you walk through there on the little roads of gold, and then God lets you in on the joke, right? And you laugh your ass off because it's so fucking funny. And here you are bitching. What's wrong with that fucking myth? That God's got a sense of humor, and he's telling one funny, ironic joke. What's wrong with that theory, fuckhead? Besides the fact that I just made it up.
So why are you so obsessed with this stuff being literally true? You know, it's like you've got the keys to the kingdom.
Well, because they're basically edicts, you idiot. Okay, they're prescriptions. I mean, if you're going to have a prescription and you're actually going to go Christian soldier across the land smiting the sinners and the evil one, then I guess you better think you're right. Duh!
The metaphor and story and analogy and myth, which you know, just like theory in the world of science, is the thing that, you know, gives explanatory power. You know,
well, you just told us that the theory isn't supposed. It's an abstraction. Why the fuck would we impose power through an abstraction? An abstraction, we should never have abstraction as part of the gun. Abstraction should not be part of a gun.
On the individual facts, beyond the literal truth, you've got access to the allegories, the big stories.
The allegories are the big stories. Okay, so what's the allegories?
Which a lot of people choose to live their lives by, wouldn't it?
Right, myth and nonsense. Cool. A lot of people choose to be imbeciles. Follow the imbecile. Be like the imbecile. Be the mega imbecile. Be the uber imbecile. Yes, welcome to itty motherfucking ocracy. Brav the fucko.
Isn't it more interesting?
I mean, it's too bad you don't have that little piercing hole a little fucking higher. You might have done some good. If you would have got this piercing a little bit fucking higher, you might have done some good.
To, you know, recognise that you don't operate just at the level of the literal. The literal is that which passes by. I mean, isn't that what Christians say?
Yeah, right. Let's just pass over that whole evolution story, because guess what? That fucking sucks. 3.5 billion years of animals consuming each other, little machines, and then the machines get this sentient pillow in their brain where they can scream in horror and experience awful, terrible, repulsive, obnoxious sensations, and then the game gets even more fun, because then we can stick swords and knives in it. We can fucking learn metallurgy, and then we can shove swords and knives into it. Fuck.
That all this will pass away, and what we should really be interested in is the eternals and the spiritual truths, that kind of...
Okay, the spiritual truths. There we go. Let's do some more atheist talk. Yeah, it's atheist talk. Today's subject, the spiritual truths. Huh? What fucking planet am I on? Oh, that's right. The planet of the busted ovary.
So I feel like saying, and do say to Mike, why are you concerned with the literal truth of this story?
I wonder if he asked you, why are you such a motherfucking fucktard? You really think you should go through life based on a fucking allegory, a made-up pile of crap mythology? You should live your life based on mythology? You're really that fucking insane? God damn, you atheists scare the fuck out of me.
What this story could be for you and for the rest of us is a sort of myths.
Yeah, myths. I mean, it's just brilliant, right? I mean, what if there was some force and we didn't evolve, and we were, by nature, by automatic function, intelligent, right? I mean, like a civilization of computers. Could you see the civilization of computers, right? They don't have any sentience, but they have logic and intelligence. And they say, let's make up some myths. It'll be really fun. Oh, that's right. We can't have fun insulting ourselves, shoving our brain up our anus. We can't have a good time shoving our brain up our anus. So I guess there's no point in us in mythologizing. No point at all. It would be like masturbating and we don't have a penis. There's really no fucking point in doing something that imbecilic. The logic of myth. Yes, the next episode of Atheism Today. The logic of myth.
But myths have got such a bad name now,
Yeah, for good fucking reason. It's because they're preposterous nonsense. Oh, fuck. And then Adam took his fist and shoveth into Eve's ovarieth.
So, at least in vernacular circles, if something's called a myth, people often just think that means, I can dismiss that then. It's not true.
Duh! Yeah, that's what they think, right? What is the useful myth? Why don't you do a whole series of videos on the great myths of human bullshittery? Oh, it'll be great. Why don't you write a whole fucking goddamn book? Yeah, as a professor, you'll be able to sell it. The greatest myths of human bullshittery.
Ooh, fiction. It's like Harry Potter or the stories of Hercules.
Or quantum mechanics. I snuck that one in, didn't I? Or rich people create jobs. Oh, there are some funny myths.
It's just a myth, But myths aren't supposed to be true in the same way that theories aren't supposed to be factual.
Well, isn't that brilliant? So, theories and myths are the same thing. They're just never not even factual, and they're not connected to the truth, and we should live by them, and we should be spiritually uplifted to be the biggest imbecile possible. You can't reach total, complete imbecility without a good myth to get you there.
They're supposed to be, the big stories, as I say, that explain lots of things. You should let them.
If you let them, well, please, why don't you? Oh man, don't keep it all a secret, Professor. Don't keep your great myths a secret. Let me hear the great myth that's going to do me some enlightening. It's gonna just like a bolt of lightning. It's gonna shoot understanding into me. Hit me with it, baby.
And they're up.
Syphagus, is that one of them? Yeah, well, that's a great myth. Just push the boulder because everybody's applauding. Oh, okay, everybody's applauding. Push, 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 push. Push, 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 push. Push, 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 push. Yeah, that's a great myth. Yeah, that's inspiring. Push the boulder because they're applauding. Seems simple.
Into a bit of interpretation, and they're supposed to be open to interpretation. They're a bit of a Rorschach blot, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. I've never heard of somebody like, go to your guidance counselor, okay, at school, and he'll show you a Rorschach, and he'll say, this is what you should do with your life. Butterfly. I should butterfly. Butterfly. Fly away, fly away. Rorschach. Ink blots. Yeah, it's probably what Einstein did. He ink blotted. Ooh, I'm having a problem making this equation work out. Oh, there it is! Yeah, no, I don't think so.
For the world in which we live.
The world in which we live.
Really good religious stuff.
The shitocracy presented by the human fuckwits.
Well, it should be like that. If you take that approach, even to the Bible, personally, I would have a multi-denominational approach myself. I'd look at different myths. But if the Bible,
oh yeah, I would look at all the different stories and I'd cram them all together. So I'd take some of the Muhammad snakes and serpents and I'd put that in heaven instead of all that fiery, irie stuff. And yeah, and you know they had sort of that good thing over there in Muhammad land where you could fuck all the virgins and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd put some of that in heaven because you know heaven looks kind of dry and stale. You know, you could just pet the kids on the fucking head and go, good little kid. You can't molest them or play with their winkies or anything. So yeah, let's move some Muhammad in there, and like you can have lots of wives and lots of fuckables and just make up some kind of bullshit and blah 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 blah. I don't see any point in that.
I've always chosen text, taking it as a powerful myth.
Powerful. What? Shit. What in the Bible is a powerful myth? Oh, woe is me. Life is unfair. There's salvation with God. He'll turn you into a zombie and send you to heaven and let you sit in a chair peacefully. And it'll all be alright. The dead shall be risdened. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can just think of all the people with all their fetters, you know, the lepers. Leper hell.
One that has, as I say, explanatory power for the stories of how individuals relate to the world and to one another, and all those kind of things.
All those kind of things. Well, that's, you know, that's like the multiverse. It's just an open-ended, I can throw anything in there. All those kind of things. Life is grand because it has sunsets and puppy dogs and all those kind of things. Tripe always makes me sick.
Then you don't have all those embarrassing explanations to have to make about slaves, do you? Or about people being crucified and cruelty. Because those things can happen in myth.
Yeah, well, those things are actually the true parts of the Bible. Those aren't the things that anybody has any doubt about. So those are the ones validated by historical evidence. So those are the ones they can't turn into a myth. Duh.
Because myths aren't about real people. They're about archetypes and symbolic characters taking the place of, you know, certain things that we want to talk about.
That you want to talk about, yeah. Magical unicorn. Well, I can't sell magical unicorn, so I guess I'll call him Jehovah. You know, make him into a human being, and then tell stories about how the unicorn was. I mean, that Jehovah was among us. It's really a unicorn, though. Okay. Jesus was really a unicorn. Okay. Yeah, that sounds plausible.
Dears. It's all those ridiculous.
Ah, ridiculous. There, we finally got to a word I understand. There we go. Bingo! You win. Ridiculous! That's what this video is.
Conversations about, yeah, do you really believe in a talking snake? Religious people can avoid all that by saying, of course I don't literally believe in a talking snake. It doesn't make any sense. It's an allegory. It's a myth.
Right, so I don't believe in God. I don't believe in an afterlife. I don't believe any redemption takes place. I believe that, yes, my wife died of ovarian cancer. She suffered. She puked her guts out, and then she was dead. And that's all there is to life. Life is you live, and you puke your guts out, and you die. Oh, that's such a good story by comparison. I feel so much fucking better. So that's what you're offering them. You're offering people who are buying a lie that they're going to get something for this crap. All right? They've been pulling the money out of their goddamn pockets. They've been throwing the cash at God. Here's my pain. Here's my suffering. Here's my dead daughter. Here's whatever the fuck you want, you stupid cunt. So they've been paying out, and they think that at least they're buying something with this bullshit. All right, and you're going to tell them, yeah, never mind all that crap. It's just a myth. So don't believe in any of that shit. Just allegory it. Sadistic fuck. The truth is good enough. Yeah, fuck you.
A really, really important myth. Let me share the myth with you and see if you find it interesting.
Interesting. Let's talk about absolute bullshit. So yeah, that's what sensible, logical things do. They're living in a world facing carbon poisoning, and let's all just make up a bunch of stories and tell stories around the campfire, and maybe you'll get a boner, and then we could rub each other a little bit, and it'll be fun. Fuck the human race.
Anyway, that's what I said to Mike, but he wasn't buying it.
No, he's not as dumb as a fucking professor.
He gave me his copy of The Wake in the Watchtower with a picture of Noah's Ark in it. Said, yeah, the world literally flooded 4,000 years ago.
Yeah, God actually made atoms and molecules and photons and then constructed an entire universe that weighs about 10 zillion gazillion pounds. So the God who did that can't make a yacht and then can't put a bunch of silly animals on it. No way you could do that. No, inventing planets is fucking easy compared to making silly boats with animals on it. Oh, it's just so funny that these atheists think that's a great argument. The argument from, why'd your God do it in a silly way? The whole creation idea is silly. Why wouldn't he do it in a silly way? I have existed forever and ever. And then today, all of a sudden, I found a wart on my ass, and it looked like a human. And I said, I think I'll make some humans to eat the wart off my ass. There's a myth. How's that one? Is that fun?
But yeah, I think they're missing the trick. I think all those religious people are missing.
Yeah, missing the trick. You missed the the boat, the brain boat.
Trick. I think it's also, sorry, one last bit. I think it's to do with this a hangover to a previous understanding about what knowledge was and belief was. Because there must have been a time, well, there certainly was a time, 500 years ago, before the scientific revolutions, when knowledge was much less.
500 years ago? I don't think there was much of a revolution, from 500 years ago to like 100 years ago. I think that revolution was pretty lame. Considering all this stuff, irrigation, Rome, all that kind of crap, they were doing that shit long before 500 years ago. So, I don't even buy that theory of yours, that myth. The 500-year industrial revolution. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Certain it is now, or not so much knowledge itself, but how you can be sure of anything, and authority about what constituted knowledge. You couldn't.
Yeah, that's right. You couldn't do shit because you didn't have any instruments to do shit. That's right. So then, but then people like Galileo invent lenses, and you start making telescopes and microscopes, and then, wow, all of a sudden you're saying, shit, there's lots of crap going on here. I had no idea. And all of a sudden you have a pretty damn clear idea. You look at it through the telescope and you say, oh, hey, there's no man in the moon. It's all a figment of a perception. It's just craters and shit. And then that game is over. And then you can move on to some other bullshit.
Be vested in processes like it is now. You know, the evidence was really a hard thing to understand. It's trivial now.
There wasn't any evidence. There was no communication. There was no, somebody didn't dig up a bone on a beach somewhere and then be able to consult with all the other guys who found some bones and be able to build something out of it and say, oh, yeah, this is a dinosaur. It's not a dragon, it's a dinosaur. They couldn't do all that shit, so it took a while.
But all those kind of processes by which we gain empirical knowledge now weren't known about. So knowledge was vested in literal authority.
Yeah, knowledge was vested in absolute crap. And that's why we should just forget about it. Forget about historical anything. Shove it all into the pile. Look, put it in a gold wastebasket. I don't care. Put it in a nice wooden filing cabinet somewhere called old archaic nonsense and just walk the fuck away from it. Alright? There's no astrology, there's no fucking animals in the galaxies. There's none of this crap. Let's just let it go, okay, and deal with the fact that now we are educated, we are informed, we have credibility and some sort of qualification to talk about the truth now, and they had no qualifications.
In power authorities, if you were the boss, you got to say what the truth was, effectively, and you got to say what was literally true. So literal truth was really hard to come by, and was completely bound up with power, it seems to me.
Well, that just seems to you, okay? I think that the situation was the same as it is right now. The ignorant masses would eat it up. They would come to the trough and go, oink, 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 feed me bullshit to live by. So I don't think the power was shoving it into their fucking heads. I think they were loving it. Tell me a lie. Lie to me some more, because I'm a dumb cunt and I'll believe you.
Which I guess is why, you have those kind of creedal statements in the Christian faith about what your statement of belief is. It isn't I have arrived at this belief by empirical processes. It's a testament of faith, and faith is a very, friable, fragile thing.
It's not fragile. It's shit. It's a pile of shit. Shit is not fragile. It's something you don't step in, you don't stick your face in it, you don't go anywhere near it. If you can avoid it, you step right the fuck over it. You don't even want it on your shoe. You stay the fuck away from faith. It's imbecility. Straight out. As straight as you can get it. 100 proof imbecile. By definition.
And the fact that we're here 500 years later are using a word like belief in the way that it's now used to refer to the literal truth of established by empirical kind of processes.
So he thinks 500 years ago, when they had reason to believe in God because they didn't have an alternative theory that made any sense whatsoever, they couldn't even conceive of a world billions of years old and all this other crap. So they'd be like, well, why isn't the shit piled 500 feet high if we've been here a billion years? I mean, none of that would make any sense to those people. How the fuck could they understand the historical perspective like that? So yeah, God made sense because they looked at the ants and they say, look, we can fuck with these little bastards. And so they just made a bigger bastard to fuck with them. Duh, not complicated. But they had reason to be fools. We don't have a reason anymore, or an excuse.
Literally, the ark was literally there 4,000 years ago, just like this gorse bush is literally there. I think it's just a misapplication of what...
Yeah, I think just like your multiverse, it's a misapplication. That's what it is, a misapplication.
Belief, faith, knowledge is, really. As I say, a gross misunderstanding of the power of the things that aren't true, the things that aren't literal. Big stories are better than true.
Yeah, the things that aren't literal. Again, what is that? What truth can't be constructed into a statement? Please.
That's the way we should look at it. That's exactly what I said to Mike. I said, look, the stories you've got are potentially better than true. Why are you happy to stick with just true?
Yeah, it would be so much better than true if it was absolute bullshit and you were trying to sell absolute bullshit to other people. That would be so much more sensical. It would add so much integrity to your life if you were going door to door selling absolute crap. This guy's confused. Why does he do that? Why doesn't he want to go door to door and sell crap? I do it all the time. You know, I go up to my neighbors and I put some dog food in a plate and I try to tell them it's filet mignon because, you know, I get off on that kind of stuff. Fuck.
Didn't get it. I don't know. Maybe you don't get it either. I get it. But
I don't want it, buddy. Yeah, keep it on your own butt. Nothing to say. It's just dismal. Dismal, dismal, pitiful, sad, and tragic. The mind of man. Oxymoron. There is no such thing.